The Howard Stern Show.
Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh shit, like I had a nightmare where I'm on stage and everything went wrong?
It just happened and it wasn't a nightmare.
Yeah, by the way, that was not funny.
No.
You were going up on stage at these British awards, whatever those are.
The Brits, yeah.
Right. You had a cape made. One of the dancers stepped on your cape.
No, that's not what happened.
That's what it looked like to me when I watched it.
Okay, well,
what happened?
Things aren't often what they look
Madonna,
like.
tell me what
Howard.
happened.
Yes, you know. What happened is I rehearse everything to death. Okay,
right.
So, and I never do anything live that I haven't rehearsed. But I broke that rule that one time, and I've learned my lesson, and I will never do it again. So what happened is I had a long, beautiful satin cape made for me by Armani. And I was walking down this long runway to the stage. We did it at the O2 Centre in London. And I entered in the middle of the room and in the middle of the audience, and I had to walk up these steps. And then once I walked up the steps, the cape was placed on me at the bottom of the stairs. And then I walked up the stairs, and I had two Japanese girls who were part of my dance ensemble carrying my cape, like holding the train of my cape, right? And I had a hood over, so I could barely see. And we rehearsed this 1,000 times, okay? So at the last minute, and how the cape is secured, I had magnets going all the way up. And Armani...
those were magnets?
They were magnets, but the top wasn't a magnet because the magnet at the top kept coming undone because the cape was so heavy. Mm-hmm. It kept opening. And I wanted to be obscured. So I said, okay, well, let's tie it with a tiny silk string. And I tied it in a bow. And we rehearsed it 20,000 times, okay? Walk down the thing. They're way behind me. Aya and Bambi were way behind me. And I crawl up the steps. At a certain cue, I take off my hood. I sing the first 4 lines of the verse. And at a certain cue, I pull the string. The bow comes undone. And they are... like trained to yank as hard as they can, pull the cape up. Okay, well, I pulled the string that time, and it didn't come undone. Ugh. It turned into a knot. Ugh. And what happened, here's why. Because the director of the show at the last minute, or the stage manager, or whatever, said, you can't walk out. You can't walk out in the middle of all these people. I said, well, what am I supposed to do? I can't walk so far with a cape covering me. And they're like, you're going to have to do it. So my stylist, she's like, well, now I'm worried that the cape's not going to stay on your neck. So she's like, let's tie it extra tight.
Oh,
so I was like,
God.
Okay, so we gave it a little yank, like so it wouldn't come undone because I had so much further to go. And so when I got to that moment and I pulled, it was very surreal because the girls were so far away from me and they are trained on the beat. Remove that cape. On this word, at this measure, pull that cape. I let my arm go out. I pulled that string. I thought it was going to come undone.
It was knotted.
And they're yanking for all.
And they're yanking, and I was like...
Did you hit your head on the floor?
I did because, again, the minotaurs, the men in the bullhorns...
By the way, one of those guys is me, actually, the minotaur.
We are in very good shape.
Yeah.
They were standing with their heads faced away from me, so no one saw me fall. Oh. So they weren't even catching me. It was like, hey, thanks, guys.
You were a trooper. You got right up. Were you worried about a head injury?
Honestly, I was in shock. I had so much adrenaline pumping through my body. I was so happy to get that thing off my neck because they almost choked me to death. And I was like, the first thing that flashed through my mind was, I got to start this all over again. All right. And then I realized, I can't.
Yeah.
It's live TV.
It's going.
I'm going. All right, I'm out of here. So, like, where I'm in the song, get back on the stage. And, of course, lyrically, I was like, I picked myself up. I can't, love's going to lift me up. It was, like, so weird and that I was saying what I had to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, then I just danced like an angry matador for the next 30 seconds. And then I finally relaxed into it. I was like, okay, just go with it.
Recover,
go on, and that's it.
And that's years of experience. That's going back, all those years when you were just dancing and, and doing your thing.
That's dealing with a lot of live and going. Like that's the one thing that you learn. And the one thing my dance teacher always told me, that when you make a mistake, you can never like telegraph that to the audience, like
because you didn't. You got up.
You can't, because they're going to believe what you tell them to believe.
Do they rush you to the hospital after that to check it to?